Good evening and welcome to the news. I'm Dinesh Rentle. Here's a quick look at the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma reviews the hailstorm damage with senior officials to assess damages caused by the recent hailstorm across the state. India Meteorological Department Shillong launches WhatsApp weather forecast service. Draft of Shillong Cantonment Building Bylaws 2025 under review, says Board CEO Ayush Maurya. The Election Commission of India announces extensive preparations to ensure a smooth and comfortable voting experience for citizens across the country. And 2 Indian LPG tankers successfully cross Strait of Hormuz. Let's look at the news in detail. First, the local news. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma held a review meeting with senior officials to assess damages caused by the recent hailstorm across the state. Directions were issued to provide immediate relief to affected households and restore essential utilities quickly. The MEECL reported that strong winds and heavy rainfall disrupted power supply in parts of Shillong, Nongstoin, Tura and Bagmara, with additional manpower deployed for restoration. Meanwhile, the Deputy Commissioner of East Khasi Hills has issued an advisory warning of thunderstorms, lightning, gusty winds and heavy rainfall in parts of the district from March 15th to March 19th. The India Meteorological Department, or the IMD Shillong, has rolled out a new WhatsApp-based weather forecasting service to provide citizens with real-time updates. By scanning a QR code, residents can now receive hourly, 3-hourly, fortnightly and weekly forecasts directly on their mobile phones. IMD Shillong head T. Lovum highlighted that the initiative aims to make weather information more accessible during the pre-monsoon season, which is marked by intermittent rainfall and fluctuating conditions. With the monsoon approaching, the service is expected to benefit citizens, farmers and government departments by ensuring timely and accurate weather alerts.
Okay, this is the weather warning map for Meghalaya for the next 5 days. Day 1, today 14 March, till day 3, gusty winds, strong surface winds will continue. And also, this is in the yellow warning. That means you have to be aware. And if there is any severe weather, it will be updated orange and also red in case of very severe weather. So here you have thunderstorms and rain for the whole 5 days in many places, and also accompanying strong surface wind.
The draft Shillong Cantonment Building Bylaws 2025, approved by the Shillong Cantonment Board and vetted by the Meghalaya Urban Development Authority, or MUDA, is currently under active consideration by the Ministry of Defence. Board CEO Ayush Maurya stated that the revised bylaws incorporate local features, including an increase in Floor Space Index FSI from 0.5 to 1.5, provisions for parking and enhanced building safety measures. The draft allows G+3 constructions in motorable areas and G+2 structures in non-motorable zones with specific plot size limits. Maurya also informed that standard rent determination remains under litigation, while property tax revisions continue every 3 years in line with municipal rates.
So we have tried to incorporate all the latest features which incorporate all the issues which people are facing. FSI we have revised from 0.5 to 1.5, and of course it is in consideration stage, and then we have tried to get parking features and setbacks are there, building safety features are there. All these things which are being there in any municipality, looking at all the 360-degree concerns. Timeline, I can only say when all the stakeholders converge, because this is a nationwide process and all the cantonment boards are doing the groundwork. And since the multiple stakeholders are there, deliberation rounds will be more. But yeah, I think it is at the highest level, and finally it has to be approved by the MOD and the central government. It has to be published in the national notification, gazette notification.
The District Magistrate of West Garo Hills, Vibhor Agarwal, has extended a curfew across the district under Section 163 of the Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. The order, originally imposed on March 13th, will now remain in effect from 6 a.m. on March 15th until 6 a.m. on March 16th, unless withdrawn earlier. A relaxation has been granted from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on March 15th, allowing public movement and regular activities. Law enforcement agencies and executive magistrates have been directed to strictly enforce the order, with violators facing penalties under Section 223 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and other applicable laws. The sudden death of 23-year-old Retina Hanse in a road accident at Sumer has shocked Riboy district and Meghalaya's sporting community. A resident of Khamar village, Retina was a talented athlete who had represented the state in 400 meters, 800 meters and long jump events, winning medals at both the national and regional competitions. She made history in 2017 by winning gold in the 800-meter under-16 category at the East Zone Junior Athletics Championship in Kolkata, and later secured medals at the North-East Olympic Games, the All India Inter-Sai Athletics Championship and multiple Meghalaya Games. Training at the Sai Centre in Shillong, she was preparing for the 39th National Games in 2027. Her untimely demise has been widely mourned, with many remembering her as a dedicated athlete whose promising career was tragically cut short. The village of Mausadang came alive on Saturday as thousands gathered for the Farmers' Meat Cum Fish Fair, showcasing local produce and reviving traditional sports. Here's a report.
Organized by the Yathrelang Farmers Producer Organization with support from the Fisheries Department and the National Fisheries Development Board, the event was attended by MLA Matthew Beyond Star Kurba, village headman Bimar Singh Nongbet and other dignitaries. The fair aimed to revive horse racing traditions and promote Mausadang as a tourism destination. Horse racing winner Bending Lang celebrated his first victory, and Angel Walang, winner of the fish catching contest, described the event as exciting and entertaining.
Thay sai thành giống như lại tăng tụ mà để sẽ tròn cùng kinh này để sẽ tăng khí impiang nga qua ban jawer ban yakot di pre ba la don blessing mà akan mau namar ada don cùng kinh cek cek tong để pre kinh yung inusamo sẽ qua susu ban impiang ban impiang kan ban sa piang yang hari si giống ni So kemen hi ba ngiyo ngelatan ya simenta ba kilong kajing ni lakai ngelatan kemen ni kino percaya nang bakin gue ro kenyo banwan simenta komyo uta.
Farmers expressed joy at the opportunity to showcase their produce, while visitors praised the revival of feeding traditions. Highlights included pig catching and blindfolded fish catching contests, while 40 stalls displayed and sold local food, fruits, vegetables, and flowers.
Ngige community ba kanang wan biang ten kumpini yuban penya ikni kuma ngiyo jumente mangi la banwara umar rep anete bangendi kalong kumni ken kisentiu hacing shisha kide kibapen internet em ya kayeng kasem klem usentiu ru kayeng kasem kalong kli dah kawai keliang ru habang irap sentiu ngiyo shubun ken jumентой kamtam long ngila ya ban ksa ban pendap ya kayeng kasem lengbau ne sentiu nang ni sekman nakmilin tiru ba nganyo biang ken kumkan dekalat mo.
Winner of the pig catching contest also shared their delight, while Yatrelang Foundation Secretary Kraborlang Lingdo said the strong participation showed promise for future events.
Akajung berkreat jengi akan ada program ni lah. Tani mensiam ba expectation ni kira banwan jengi ka ni pajba banwan jengi ka program jengi ni skim benta. Kebenta baningkong kolong ba ni kerman tagi nong rep ka bangin khat kerpangan ni ski. Tandai anda lapoi kene program ni snow comment cibon bani I ba kin nong rep jong ni ka dong kathan. Mau sedang limba gitu ke video bangi ya share ni pensap priang ba nakaliang jong ka team hi kila yele kila pelong kene ka program ka job bagi nong rep kene ka dong kathan. Ai ya kata ka jing kershan nam ta kene ka program jengi ha kene ka siki bamenta.
Lingdo added the Mausadang was once famous for horse racing and urged government support, especially from the tourism department, to further promote the fair in the coming years. Bureau Report, DD News, Meghalaya.
Let's move on to stories from the Northeast. Union Home Minister Amit Shah attended the BJP's Yuva Shakti Samaro held at the Veterinary College field in Guwahati. The event witnessed the participation of party workers and youth supporters from across the region.
आसाम की जनता को कहकर जाता हूं, भाइयों बहनों, एक तीसरा मैंडेट दे दीजिए। केवल आसाम नहीं, पूरे देश से घुसपैठियों को हम चुन चुन कर निकाल देंगे, चुन चुन कर। क्या कांग्रेस पार्टी घुसपैठियों को निकाल सकती है क्या? अरे जोर से बोलो, निकाल सकती है क्या? धुबरी, बारपेटा, दरांग, मोरीगांव, बोगाईगांव, नौगांव और गोलपाड़ा में घुसपैठिए घुसे हैं। एक एक घर की जांच कर कर उनको निकालने का काम बनने वाली सरकार करेगी।
Tripura Chief Minister Manik Saha attended the flag-off ceremony of 24 basic life support ambulances. The new fleet is expected to strengthen emergency healthcare services across the state, ensuring quicker medical assistance and improved patient care.
त्रिपुरा में हम लोग चाहते हैं कि हेल्थ खास करके, क्योंकि हेल्थ में कुछ भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ हम नहीं करना चाहते हैं। और आप देखियो इतना सुपर स्पेशलिटी से शुरू करके किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट से शुरू करके अभी हम लोग जो और भी ट्रांसप्लांटेशन के लिए हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं, रिवर ट्रांसप्लांट, हार्ट ट्रांसप्लांट, और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी काफ़ी कर रहे हैं। यहाँ पर इतना मेडिकल कॉलेज हो गया, सीट भी बढ़ा, डेंटल कॉलेज हुआ, तो इसके साथ साथ एम्बुलेंस सर्विस भी बहुत ऐसे ऑलरेडी है हम लोग के पास 102।
Here are the national stories. Umri village in Guna, Madhya Pradesh witnessed the inauguration of a Samriddhi Kendra by Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia under the Samrid Gram Pigital Services Initiative. The integrated centre will use BharatNet connectivity to deliver healthcare, education, agriculture, financial and e-governance services to both rural and remote communities, advancing Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of inclusive digital empowerment. The Election Commission of India has announced extensive preparations to ensure a smooth and comfortable voting experiences for citizens across the country. Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar made a special appeal to the youth and first-time voters, urging them to participate with pride and responsibility in shaping the nation's future. A total of 2.18 lakh polling stations will be set up, most in rural areas, with an average of 750 to 850 electors per station. Model polling stations, including women-managed booths, will be established in all states and union territories to enhance accessibility and efficiency. From centenarian voters to enthusiastic first-time electors, states like Assam, Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu and West Bengal reflect the diversity of India's electorate. As Kumar emphasized, elections in India are truly a festival of democracy belonging to every citizen.
Of democracy, Chunav ka parv, hum sab ka garv. This festival of democracy belongs to every citizen, every elector of India. Before announcing the schedule of elections, I would like to present before you a brief PPT which will entail the details of these coming elections. The festival of elections, our pride, is going to be held in the state of Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and the Union Territory of Puducherry. The total electors are 17.4 crores and the assembly constituencies are 824.
And now let's look at the international stories. US President Donald Trump has called on nations to deploy ships to help secure the Strait of Hormuz. The appeal comes amid rising tensions in the region, with Trump stressing the need for international cooperation to ensure safe passage through the vital waterway. Two Indian LPG tankers successfully crossed the Strait of Hormuz, a vital global energy route often affected by regional tensions. The safe passage highlights India's continued reliance on the strategic waterway for energy transport and trade. Coming up is sports news. The Meghalaya Football Association kicked off the West Khasi Hills Zone qualifiers for the Meghalaya State League 2026 on Saturday. Mauphanine United faced Thang Mau in a thrilling encounter. Mauphanine displayed strong performance, scoring 3 goals, while Thang Mau failed to find the net. The match ended 3-0 in favour of Mauphanine, who now advanced to the next round of the qualifiers. The game drew an enthusiastic crowd of football fans, reflecting the growing excitement around the upcoming Meghalaya State League. Here's the weather report. In Tura, the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius with the maximum temperature at 25 degrees Celsius, relative humidity at 72% and rainfall at 14 millimeters. In Shillong, the minimum temperature was 14 degrees Celsius with the maximum climbing to 20 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity was 62%, while rainfall was measured at 10 millimeters. Meanwhile, in Juwai, the minimum temperature was 14 degrees Celsius with the maximum at 18 degrees Celsius and relative humidity at 76%. Rainfall was measured at 31 millimeters. The forecast in Tura, Shillong and Juwai say generally cloudy skies with moderate rains are expected at many places. And before we conclude, here's a quick recap of the headlines. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma reviews the hailstorm damage with senior officials to assess damages caused by the recent hailstorm across the state. India Meteorological Department Shillong launches a WhatsApp weather forecast service. Draft of Shillong Cantonment Building Bylaws 2025 under review, says Board CEO Ayush Maurya. The Election Commission of India announces extensive preparations to ensure a smooth and comfortable voting experience for citizens across the country. And 2 Indian LPG tankers successfully crossed the Strait of Hormuz. That's all the news we have for you today. Thank you for watching. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Have a good evening.
তদন্তৰ দ্বাৰা চেণ্ট্ৰেল অথৰিটি আৱশ্যক হ'লে 10 লাখ টকা পৰ্যন্ত জৰিমনা বঢ়াৰ